paranoid schizo or something. Came home and made myself a drink and typed all this out. Don't know what I'm going to do with the cabin, don't care right now. Night assholes, thanks for listening. Oh, and no, I didn't smell blood or copper. Grab some guns and friends and go cryptid hunting. I guess I'll respond to this one since I went to brush my teeth and just came back to turn off my computer. Fuck that man. These people who say they try and hunt these creatures after seeing them are laming. I have zero desire to try to and fuck with that abomination. I'm not about to risk my life or people I love on some fucking meme hunt for a creature I believe is intelligent. This isn't hunting a deer. It's not like a deer will come attack you while you're walking through the forest. It's like hunting another hunter who knows the woods better than you can, and obviously can climb since he was on my cabin. Don't believe these tuckers on here who say they stayed and tried to kill it or whatever. No man would ever see something like that and think to stick around.
Parents own some land, passed down from my great-grandfather, who bought it as a deer lease around the First World War. Grandpa built a log cabin on the land in the late 40s, and continued to expand it until the 80s. It's now the size of a small house and has an upper story. Dad modernized it with a septic tank, solar panels, and even paid to run a phone line and internet out there, since a neighbor had service a mile away. Downstairs is the living room/TV room, kitchen, bathroom, and a small study with shelves full of books on hunting, fishing, trapping, etc. As a kid, I used to spend hours reading books on African safaris, Capstick, Selous, etc. and the Foxfire series. Upstairs is 2 bedrooms, and a utility closet the phone line, and batteries for the solar panels reside in. Place is old school and cozy, love going up there in the summer and for deer season. Dad was always really nervous about me walking around in the woods alone, always made sure I took a dog and a gun, even when I was 10. Told me to come back to the cabin immediately if I saw or heard anything weird. Never saw anything unusual, but as a kid I sometimes got a creepy feeling like I was being watched, and could hear twigs snap in the distance. Usually, when that happened the dog would tear after whatever it was and I'd either keep playing or head back. Fast forward to adulthood. College isn't for me. My parents can't pay for it, I sure as hell can't pay for it, and my grades, while decent, aren't good enough to get me a scholarship or anything, so I drop out at my sophomore year, planning to take classes one at a time at the local community college, until I have enough credit for a degree. That worked for about 1 semester, then I said fuck it and just worked my ass in construction for a year straight. Saved all my money, and since I was living with my parents still, I didn't have much in the way of expenses. Then I got an idea. Hey Dad, I haven't been to the cabin in a while, and I've got plenty of money saved up, nearly 10 grand by then, so I was thinking maybe I'd move out of the house and into the cabin. I'll pay for the utilities, pretty much just the electricity from solar, do some upkeep, and just sort of rough it on my own for a while. What do y'all think? Dad is all for it, thinks it'll teach me self-sufficiency. Mom is worried I'll cut myself chopping firewood where nobody will find me. Naturally, we men veto Mom and I pack all my shit into my old ass Chevy Blazer Army surplus with Radleck and camo. No AC, but it ran like a champ until I totaled it driving on ice last winter and prepared to head up to the cabin. Dad pulls me aside, tells me to remember to always keep a gun with me at all times and to take both dogs. I was gonna take my dog, a German Shepherd named Kaiser, but he insists I take his Australian Shepherd Baxter as well. Kaiser is young, energetic, etc. Baxter is old, laid back, and half Kaiser's size, but he's definitely top dog and make sure Kaiser knows it. Dad tells me there's dangerous things in the woods and not to be macho. If I get scared, come home immediately. Dangerous? Like what, bears? Bears weren't exactly common around the cabin, but they did wander through occasionally. Sure. Like bears. Have fun, stay safe, call us when you get there. I get up to the cabin and the scenery is beautiful. Both dogs are glad to be out of the car. Unlock the cabin, open all the windows to air the place out, smells like dust and mothballs, and bring my stuff in. Remember to call parents to let them I got there okay. Cell phone has no service, cabin phone is a fucking rotary phone. Unplug old ass TV in living room, replace with my flat screen from home. Bigger, better picture, and it uses less electricity anyway, so less of a strain on the batteries at night. Grab one of the 2 rifles I brought with me, a Gibbs Quest 2 Extreme 308 carbine. Basically an Ishapur Lee Enfield SMLE cut down into a jungle carbine, with chrome line bore, nickel finish, and a 10R ND mag. It's been my dear gun ever since I was 15. Whistle for the dogs and they follow me outdoors. Patrol the property, noting brush that needs cleared out, a wasp nest on one of the deer blinds that needs removed, etc. Nothing unusual, just remote land that hasn't been maintained for most of a year. Head back to cabin to cook dinner and watch a movie. I watch the original The Thing, flanked on either side of the couch by dogs as I eat my chili. Notice both dogs keep lifting their heads and perking their ears like they hear something, but they settle back down after a few seconds. Right at the part where the Thing eats the guy's hands when he tries to use the defibrillator, there's a loud bang from the kitchen and dishes clatter all over the floor. Dogs tear into kitchen snarling and barking. I follow them to see WTF. Pot I cooked chili in is on the floor, along with a couple pans left out on the counter. How the hell did that happen? Suddenly notice the screen in the window next to the stove is missing. Look out and see it on the ground. The dogs sprint outside like guided missiles, barking and howling, the second I open the door. It's just a raccoon or something trying to get to the chili, whatever. Replace screen, shut window, clean up mess, and call dogs. Dogs come back panting and excited. Go around shutting every downstairs window, then finish watching my scary movie. Okay, it's late, time to head upstairs for bed. Both dogs follow me and lay on the floor at the foot of the bed. I lay there in the dark listening to the breeze rustling the trees outside and revel in the isolation and nature. Wake up around 3 a.m. and hear a weird warbling noise. It sounds kinda like a bird, but not. More like sometime imitating a bird call. Look out window, see nothing but pitch black, roll over and think nothing of it as I go back to sleep. Next day, take my rifle and the dogs with me to chase all the wasps/spiders/ants/whatever out of the deer blinds on the property, clear some brush from the trails, and give up 5 minutes into repairing a wooden footbridge over the creek. I have a couple months to fix it. Kaiser keeps staring at something off in the distance and snarling. Baxter gives no shits and just chills at my feet the whole time. Head back to cabin, eat lunch, then head out to walk the trails again and see where the deer are moving. Kaiser runs off into the woods barking. Baxter and I follow just for the hell of it. Stumble across what looks like a giant bird nest on the ground made of sticks, leaves, and other crap. It's big enough that I could bed down in it. Both dogs are going crazy, sniffing everywhere. There's a pile of nuts under a nearby bush, like a squirrel was making a cache, and some small bones, probably from a rabbit. Notice a weird, musty smell, but it's faint so I shrug it off. Whatever animal was bedding down here probably won't come back now that the dogs have tromped all through it and peed all over the landscape. Finally pry dogs away and head back to the cabin. Spend an hour or two perusing old books in the study. My grandpa used anything and everything for a bookmark, so I'm finding pressed flowers, leaves, old dollar bills, coupons, etc. in the books. Nostalgia settles over me like a comfy blanket. Get hungry and head to the kitchen to cook some beef stew for dinner. stirring the stew on the stove, suddenly get this creepy feeling. I look up and there's something staring at me through the window not 2 feet away. I literally yell "oh ate shit" and drop my spoon as I backpedal away from the window. Whatever or whoever it is, it's huge. Shaggy, reddish-brown hair, deep-set black eyes under a caveman forehead, head's kind of conical, flat, broad nose. I can't tell what the hell it is, it looks kinda like a gorilla. Both dogs come to investigate the disturbance and catch sight/smell of the thing and go ballistic, barking and snarling. Whatever it is, this does not make it happy and it slams a fist against the side of the cabin, knocking a frying pan off the wall. This does not calm the dogs down in the least. I move into the living room to grab my rifle, trying to keep my eye on the thing the entire time. Just as I reach the gun level with me looking through the window, so it took me by surprise when it stood up even taller, at least 7, maybe 8 feet. I run back to the window and it's walking away into the trees. Turn on the outside light and open the door. Both dogs take off after it and it hauls ass into the trees, screeching like a banshee. I fire a shot in the air to discourage it further, then call the dogs. They won't come back. Barking and screeching fade into the distance. I keep calling the dogs. They don't come back for an hour, and when they do they're covered in mud and briars. Get the dogs inside and clean them up, top off rifle, and sit there trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Either it's a prank and that's some guy in a gorilla costume, or a deformed bear came back to try to steal my food again. Between the dogs and the gunshot, it's not coming back, right? Eat my stew and clean up immediately so the smell doesn't attract the thing again. Double check that the downstairs is locked up tight and the outside lights are on, basically just porch lights, one outside the kitchen/back door and one outside the front door. Head upstairs and take rifle with me. Dogs stay glued to me the entire time. Ain't no fucking way I'm staying downstairs where the thing can watch me through the windows. Finally fall asleep as I rationalize that whatever it was, it's gone now. Wake up, no idea what time it is, and there's that warbling, chirping noise again. Whack. The hell? Whack. Look out the window, don't see anything. Whack. Something is hitting the side of the cabin. Both dogs are whining/growling. Shine my flashlight out the window, don't see anything. Turn the light off and wait about 30 seconds. Whack. It is in the tree line throwing rocks at my cabin. Hey. This is my property. I've got a gun. Get the fuck out of here before I call the sheriff. Silence for a long minute. Whack. This time the rock